Hello, welcome to the Mary Houlihan show. But how do I phrase this?
I saw this study from 1997 that was disbarred. He sawed a raccoon's off.
What?
They've never said it. Sure. Yeah. Elon Musk, because he is making it easier.
The government's fine. You guys are all overreacting.
Mhm.
Let them figure it out.
By the way, we don't care about chemicals going into your water because my boss
Right.
is okay with it.
Hello, welcome to the Mary Houlihan show. Today our guest is comedian, writer, filmmaker, podcaster, a jack of all trades, Ron Placone.
Hello. Thanks for
Hi,
having
Ron.
me.
What's
hi.
up?
Good to see you.
It's good to see you. Okay, tell me, what is Anti-Fascist Pasta Night?
Anti-Fascist Pasta Night is my new stand-up hour. I'm taking it. Its official premiere is going to be in Edinburgh for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in August. But I've been doing some preview shows around the States and even online as well. And at first I wasn't gonna call it that. Like I thought of it, and I just thought like, oh, that's funny. But I kind of also thought come on. Pasta, who doesn't love it? Fascism, yeah, you're supposed to not like that.
Sure.
So I thought it was just a little too...
Supposed to.
You're supposed to. Well, that's the thing. So, and then when the Trump administration decided that anti-fascism is terrorist ideology, I switched up. I'm like, well, now I got to call the show that. Now
Right.
I got to embrace it. And but it also has a historic element because anti-fascist pasta nights are a thing in Italy. They've existed since Mussolini was removed from power.
So, okay, I never knew this. I'm really fascinated by this history now. Mussolini didn't like pasta or espresso?
Yeah, Mussolini. Yeah, Mussolini. Like, I mean, I talk about it in the show. Like Mussolini, he took pasta away, and he goes, "Hey, pasta makes you weak. We got to eat like meat, and that's what we're gonna do." And he was a weird man dietarily. He also used to just straight up eat like raw garlic and nothing else, like just straight up shovel in the raw garlic. So he was probably unpleasant to all of the senses.
Sure. And
But
I think, most people, well, I don't know. Certainly I and a lot of people, when we hear this, we go, oh my God, that's RFK Jr.
I could see that. Yeah. I mean, I see
What
some
is
parallels.
that?
I see some parallels. Yeah. There's a bit of a
Of just like not liking certain foods and wanting to make that a rule for everyone in your country,
Right.
for very peculiar reasons.
yeah. I don't know what his take on pasta is, but I'd imagine he would probably find some way to
Yeah.
have something weird happening.
And no, yeah, he likes beef tallow. and
Right.
he loves beef. I haven't seen evidence of it, but I'm pretty certain that he is paid by what do you call it? Beef lobby,
The
cow
beef
lobby.
lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting how all of a
Because he's
sudden
into the raw milk too. It seems like too much cow stuff for it to be not paid.
so you think he gets a little bit of factory farming
I think
kickbacks?
so.
I wouldn't
yeah.
be surprised at all. I
He
mean,
was getting a kickback for vaccine lawsuits.
mhm.
That was like why he was spreading all this stuff, saying it's so bad because anytime someone would join this lawsuit, he would get more money, something
Mhm.
like that.
I mean, I am so far from a fan from that guy. I mean, I believe he is a eugenicist. I don't even think that's an
course.
embellishment.
No.
But as far as like, does he actually just believe that nonsense, or is it like corrupt? I think it's a combination of both. Because
Yeah.
I think some of it, I think he truly does believe it because he's just an underwhelming person who was influenced by other underwhelming people, and then he just goes up there like, I saw this study from 1997 that was disbarred by the entire medical community, and I believe it's the truth because I'm not that bright. Like I think that's
Sure.
literally where he's at.
But I'm convinced now that there must be some kind of pattern. I bet if we looked into other fascist countries throughout history, you would see rulers making odd dietary nutritional
Yeah.
rules.
Well, I think there's some parallels between that and eugenics.
Sure,
Like
yes.
there's definitely some parallels. And yeah, in Mussolini's case, he took away the pasta because he was just like, oh yeah, meat makes us strong. And then he took away coffee, and then the Italian people said, we're gonna kill you now. You're
Right,
done.
yeah.
You're done.
You
That's
can't.
kind of bold to take away like one of the favorite foods of a group of people and then take away their ability to be caffeinated.
Yeah.
That's quite a whammy. And he thought they weren't going to do anything about that. Maybe he thought they wouldn't have enough energy, but they did. And the rest is history.
So you're wait, okay. What was this thing you posted the other day? It was like a letter to a Italian group. What was this?
Yes, I am so blown away. So as of the recording of this right now, I literally posted that yesterday. I thought that 5 people would care. And people, I mean, I've been getting these emails from people, and so part of Anti-Fascist Pasta Night, there's a bit of a personal component. I'm an Italian American, and for many years, basically my entire cognizant life, the Italian American identity is commonly associated with a right wing,
Yeah.
Political element. And I'm sure growing up in Jersey, you are
Sure,
aware
yeah,
of this.
yeah.
Rudy Giuliani, Pam Bondi, the list goes on and on.
Mhm.
And then there's all this stuff around Christopher Columbus.
Sure, yeah.
And for a long time in my life, I just sort of accepted that. Like I just accepted, I celebrate being Italian American, but my politics are just in no way connected with that. But in recent years, there have been more groups outspoken about how none of this is historically accurate. There's
Yeah.
actually, Italian immigrants really were among one of the groups of people that really set the bar for what it means to have unions in this country
You
because it
guys
was.
were anarchists.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
tons of
Famously.
famous Italian American anarchists, labor leaders. The first socialist mayor of New York was an Italian American. There have been anti-Columbus Day marches led by Italian Americans in the United States
Sure.
since the 30s.
Sacco Benzetti, baby.
Yeah, so it's like there's this whole like other side to it that sort of gets pushed under the radar. And my letter was to a group called NIAF, the National Italian American, I think Federation or
Sure.
Foundation, something like that. The F is one of those common F words for that. But yeah, I was a member, and they, have always had like a somewhat rightward slant, but in recent years, it has just gotten so obnoxious that it's just, I mean, in the letter, I just say, look, I'm not saying that you need to mirror my politics, but I'm saying maybe it's skewed a bit too far when you make Tony Soprano look like a progressive. Like, it's
Sure,
like you
yeah.
guys have just gone so far off the freaking deep end. So in the form letter you
They
sent me,
think Tony Soprano's woke.
they've never said it, but like compared to like what they're putting out there,
Okay,
I mean,
gotcha,
he at
gotcha.
least he didn't care about Vito.
Yeah.
He didn't care about
Yeah,
Vito's
that's his
homosexuality.
business.
He
That's
was
his
like, that's his
business.
business.
Yeah.
I don't really care. So yeah, they've just gone so far in their praising of Donald Trump,
Yeah.
in their incredibly one-sided perspective on Columbus Day, even though there's tons of Italian Americans who are adamantly against Columbus Day. I'm one of them, so I sent this letter, and it was like an open letter, so I published it on Substack, and I also did send it to all of the NIAF people. And yeah, I expected like 2 or 3 like-minded people to be like, oh, that's cool you did that, but people kind of started sharing it, not like a ton, like it didn't go viral or anything, but
Yeah.
more people shared it than I expected. And I got messages from people that, like-minded people that had similar experiences in their lives. I mean, I got a message from one person. She goes around and she teaches the Tarantella.
Okay.
And there's a bit of like a kind of mystic element to it. And she was saying, even though it's like traditional Sicilian stuff, she was telling me how some Italian American organizations kind of shun her because they say it's not Christian enough.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Italy, there's never a problem, So yeah, it's been that's a part of the show. And some of the organizations that made me really want to pursue that were like the Italians for Mamdani
Yeah.
group.
Mhm.
And then there's another organization in New York called Piace. There's a historian named Stephen Trilli who's like really taken a deep dive into debunking all of the Columbus myths. Like
Okay.
there's a myth that the reason some people justify Columbus, even though they say, yeah, he wasn't a great guy, but a lot of the times they point to the lynchings that happened in Louisiana. It was like one of the largest lynchings in American history, and it was of a group of Italians.
Hmm.
Columbus Day had nothing to do with that. Like Columbus Day existed before that even
Okay.
happened. So that's a
Yeah.
common myth. They're like, well, it's in honor of the lynchings. And it's like, okay, first of all, that's not true. That's a myth. That's a lie that's just been
Okay.
repeated over time.
Interesting. Mhm.
But even if it was true, why should he have anything to do with it? Like
Yeah.
like if you want to do
He's
something
from a really long time ago.
right, he was like years before that even happened. So
Yeah.
if you want to commemorate the lynchings, like have something to do with that. Why is he
Yeah.
involved? So it doesn't make any sense on any
Hmm.
level, but it's also just not true.
They should just make up a fake guy.
Make up a fake guy.
Yeah.
Or just pick somebody, I don't know. Like there's all kinds of interesting people that have done interesting things. Or just
Sure.
call it like a Heritage Day like everyone else does.
Yes.
Every other group has that, and it's not a problem.
Yeah, like we have St. Patrick's Day, and like no one agrees on what St. Patrick is, or
Mm,
even like what the historical figure did.
yeah.
And everyone's fine with that. I think they just are like, yeah, it's fun to have an
It's just
Irish
fun.
American Day.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
And this weekend, is it today or was it yesterday? There was Israel Day parade in New York City.
Oh.
And I was talking on the phone with my mom about it. And my mom is cool and knows where I stand, but she's not like an anti-Zionist activist or anything.
Mhm,
So,
mhm. So what was her take on it?
well, she was saying like, oh, did you see Mom Donnie's not going to march in that parade? I think he's the first one to. And I was, just like explaining to her and not being like, oh my God, you're so stupid.
Mhm.
You read New York Post, Fox News. You're so. Like, I was just explaining, like, well, Israel's like not that old. So not that many mayors have gone
Mhm.
to the parade. And if they want to have a Jewish American parade, that would be amazing. And I bet more people would go.
Sure.
So hopefully in the future, they'll just have a Jewish American parade instead, where all kinds of Jewish Americans are welcome. But right now, it's just about the state of Israel, and they have these speakers and attendees who are very racist.
Mhm.
And I could see why a mayor would maybe abstain from going.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, especially
Yeah.
with what's going on. Well, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I in recent conversations I've had with
Mhm.
my parents about the genocide,
Yeah.
I've been very, I don't want to say like totally surprised, but
Mhm.
somewhat pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Like they were in the right lane.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, good.
Yeah.
I think I think it's really starting to become mainstream that, hey, this is wrong.
Yeah. And I think it's also like, I don't know, it's like the same thing as when we were going to war after 9/11. It's just like, this doesn't make anyone safer.
Hmm.
Israel bombing all of their neighbors isn't going to make them safer. So why the
Mhm.
fuck are they doing it?
Yeah.
And obviously, we shouldn't be funding it, because then we're also gonna have terrorist attacks, probably.
Mm. Yeah. No, it's just a freaking mess, and
Yeah.
and also like there are so many Jewish organizations against the genocide. I
Yeah.
mean, one of the first places I turned for like
Mhm.
information and whatnot is Jewish Voices for Peace.
Right.
So I'm sure there's so many people, even in the Jewish community, who do not feel included in
Yeah.
something like
Yeah, they're protesting
they're
it
protesting
even.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a time.
What a
time to be.
time. Yeah.
And that's not even approaching the stuff going on here.
I know. Both of us had this experience with like the Italians for Zoran and the Irish for Zoran of
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, this is really exciting. Like, it looks like we can organize with our ethnic group, whereas, in previous years, Italians, you just think of right wing guys
Yeah.
who are like, Columbus didn't do that stuff they said he did.
In
And
this house, he's a hero.
yeah. And, Irish people, of course, they all became cops and that type of thing. So, yeah, it's a really, and the genocide has really activated a lot of people and a lot of Catholics that are like, why are we killing babies? What are we doing?
Well, that's the thing. Like Ireland, I mean, they
Yeah.
know a thing or two about oppression.
It's
So
true.
usually,
Yeah.
like the country is like pretty much on the
Yeah.
right side of things pretty quickly for the
Mhm.
most part.
Yes.
And looking at this genocide, Italy. I mean, look, in recent times, Italy elected Giorgia Meloni a fascist.
Mm-hmm.
But they've also had some of the biggest protests to end the
Yeah.
genocide
And
in the
labor
world.
strikes, like
Labor
very
strikes.
organized.
Oh yeah, like
Much
they
more
shut
organized
it
than
down.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they shut it down, and they've done that a lot over the years. I mean, they've
Mhm.
refused to ship weapons,
Yeah.
and a lot of that has to do with like the port cities. One of which is Livorno, which is like one of the more left-wing cities
Mhm.
out there. I mean, it's like the home of the Italian Communist Party, so like a lot of the dockers have those left-wing views,
Right.
and so yeah, they're like, we're not shipping these weapons. So they've done that a
Mhm.
lot over the years, and it's really escalated in recent times because they're like, we are going to shut this down, and that has literally forced their fascist prime minister to change her tune.
It rules.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to like just have hope that you can reach people that maybe you didn't think you could reach before. And like in New York, there's this group called Break the Chain, and it's union members. I joined because I'm in a union. I'm in SAG, but SAG is kind of bad on this issue.
Yes.
They're very bad on this issue. But it's a bunch of people who are union members of all different workplaces. And the goal is to like organize other union members from other workplaces and get the word out that we're shipping weapons out of JFK Airport and out of Port Elizabeth. And, oh, how do we talk to workers that work in those places? It can't be that hard. We're probably only a few degrees away. We must have a friend of a friend of a friend who, and yeah, it's very exciting. It makes you feel like it's possible. And the people working in these places, they're not woke DSA kids who live in Bushwick. They're like a whole different demographic. And so that's also exciting to be like, oh, we can talk about populist leftist kind. I'm even like hesitant to use the word leftist because I don't think everyone needs to be a leftist. We can still like organize together.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it, and again, it's like sometimes these terms can be like a bit like off-putting to some people, but I think it's,
or like sometimes people are one, but they don't use
but
that word.
they don't use
or
that word, or
use
they
that word and they're not one.
Sure, yeah, but I think like it's real important to kind of reclaim a radical history, and we don't necessarily always need to refer to it as that, but I think it's like now more than ever, people need to know, hey, the people in North Dakota love their public bank. They have one of the most successful public banks in the country. And a lot of that has to do with the anarchist farmers of the day and the labor unions of the day. So it's like, I think it's important that we start like reclaiming these stories and telling people like, hey, if America was ever great, that's when and that's why.
They've really figured out some clever tricks to keep us separated.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
like when I hear I don't know, I guess right-wing people or people who think they're right-wing and they hate the government. I'm like, good, I can work with you maybe. Maybe it would be easier to get that person on the same page than someone who is like, the government's fine. You guys are all overreacting. Let them figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people, it's like they're so used to, just the American way
Yeah.
of, your government's kind of out to screw you over and exploit you and see what they can get from you, that they can't imagine anything else. Like, they can't imagine trying to create a
Yeah.
better government, and they can't, meanwhile, it's like if you went to Denmark or something and you explained those philosophies, a lot of people would just sort of be confused.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
not completely. I'm not saying like it's a utopia, but for the
Right.
most part, they'd be like, "Oh, you hate half my friends and family work for the
Right.
government, and
Yeah.
we pay these taxes, and in exchange, we get
Jobs.
healthcare and jobs
Yeah.
and services, and that's just how a society works. Is that
Right.
not how it works for y'all?" And it's like, well, no, that's unfortunately that's not
Right.
how it
Yeah.
works where we're at.
I know. I really need people to be more mad at rich people.
Oh, we all do.
Yeah.
Yes, we all
We
do.
need to work on that propaganda. We haven't been doing a good enough job.
No. We really need to up the game. Honestly, I mean, hey, the one sort of okay thing about Elon Musk is he is making it easier for the
Yes.
society. He is being like just the most not likable dude in the history of ever. That
Being
more
like-
people are like, oh yeah, this
Yeah.
guy. Bezos was able to throw people off the scent.
Yes,
a little
he
bit.
seemed
Bezos,
clever. He seemed like he was making things. But yeah, Elon Musk, you can just point to that guy and be like, he makes your annual salary in an afternoon.
Yeah.
Or less than.
Yeah, and his Doge thing was a complete failure, and it just
Yeah.
made the world infinitely worse. And all of this could have been prevented if he
Mhm.
just had a friend.
I know.
Oh, everything. I honestly think he never would have gotten involved with anything if he just had a true friend. I think Twitter wouldn't be as awful as it is now.
Mhm.
The world would be a little bit better off if that guy just had a friend. Nobody was able to pull that off.
No.
I would have tried for the betterment of the world.
I know.
I think a lot of us would have tried if given the
Yeah.
opportunity. Like, well, let's try to be this guy's friend for the betterment of the world. And it's like, well, he's a Nazi. It's like, oh, shit. Yeah.
Well, maybe we could try to be their friends or try to seduce these people and convince them that it's their idea to give away all of their money.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, I mean, when you look at stuff like even like someone like a Tom Steyer, and I know a lot of people, they want to believe him. I do, I mean, I want to believe he's sincere about the stuff he's saying.
Yeah.
But there's still like a certain discouraging element to it, because it's just like, this is almost the modern day. Like, I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A lot of our buildings and institutions have the name Andrew Carnegie
Yes.
on them. He was not a good guy. He was a very evil man when he was alive. A lot of people died because of that guy. But when he was getting ready to die, he gave away most of his wealth, because back then they were scared they were going to go to hell if they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So
Bring that back.
yeah,
please.
I feel like this is the modern day equivalent of that, where it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, we're relying on benevolent billionaires,
I
and
know.
that's the complete opposite of a way a society is supposed to work, especially
Yeah.
a democratic one. People are supposed to be empowered. People are supposed to have, enough for a quality of life. Meanwhile, like, we're just relying on the kindness of the people who benefited from the system. It's
He's interesting to me because he says all the time, it's one of his lines, me and my wife, we have a pledge that we're going to get rid of most of our wealth but in our lifetime. And
right.
he's like, how old is he?
Yeah,
He's
I'm
like
not sure.
70.
Yeah, he's
He
gotta
looks
be
70. So how are you a billionaire right now? If your plan is are you going to get rid of it all on your deathbed? Like, couldn't you
probably,
be,
honestly.
why
I mean,
not be a $900 million heir?
right.
Why are you a and so that seems to me, and I'm saying all this, which is so frightening. He's still the best candidate
It's
saying all of this.
It's really
And
disturbing.
it makes me think that there's like a cynical thing where he was like, I could get rid of money, but if I run as a billionaire, that's just free press. Like, that'll like help my run. I kind of think maybe that's part of his calculus.
Yeah, well, that's something like I kind of wrestle with too, because it's just like, if you truly want to help heal the planet that,
Uh-huh.
let's be honest, you got rich helping to
Yeah.
destroy.
Yeah.
If you truly want to heal that planet now, I think running for office should be maybe the last thing you
Yeah.
would think to do, or one of
Mhm.
the last things. There's so many other things you could do with that amount
I
of
know.
wealth. And so, yeah, it's kind of odd to see. I will give him, he had a pretty solid zinger
Okay.
on Becerra. Did you see the recent one?
What is?
Well, Becerra was like going on and on about how he had a harder upbringing
Mm.
than Tom Steyer. And he's like, and you're a billionaire. And he's like, so we have nothing in common. And Tom Steyer said something like, actually, we do. We're both class traders. And I
Oh
was like,
my
whoa.
god.
I was like, that
Ouch.
is, man.
Ouch.
If he came up with that on the spot, pat on the back.
Kudos.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty solid.
Wow.
And if somebody wrote that for him ahead of time, good job for them. They were like, if someone ever throws this at you, this is what you do. So I was like, man, you gotta give a little pat on the back there. That's not bad.
I hope that he wins, but also gives away a lot of money.
I hope he's honest. I mean, I hope he
know.
means it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole situation. I mean, yeah, we can get into the elections if we want to get real discouraged, and but it's a bummer. I was real excited by Butch. You know, he was really building
Mhm.
some momentum, and then when he got screwed off the ballot, it's a horrible situation because like the whole write-in thing, it's like
No, that's not going to happen.
you're rolling your dice.
Yeah.
You're rolling your dice big time. So it's just like, well, what if you're a leftist for California governor? You're really rolling the dice, no matter which way you see it. Either you're throwing a Hail Mary for a write-in campaign, which is a hell of a Hail Mary, or you're hoping this billionaire's honest.
I know.
What a horrible situation.
I
You know, like what a
know.
terrible, like rock meet, really hard place. Like that's just an awful situation to be in. And those are pretty much your options.
I don't know, Ron. I really can't wait for the election to be over. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, and this makes me wish. I mean, when you look locally,
Mhm.
I really wish we had ranked choice voting.
Of course.
Because the whole thing with Ray and Nithya,
Mhm.
this would it would solve it
yeah, everyone would
instantly.
shut up.
Yeah,
I hate
like
listening to any of it.
it's such a bummer. It's just the whole situation is just
Yeah.
such a bummer. And it would be just solved like that if they could
Yeah.
just do what Mamdani and Lander did. Be like,
Yes.
hey, if you think I'm the best one, rank Nithya second. If you think I'm the best one, rank Ray second, and then boom, like that would solve it, and there would be a chance of a better runoff. You
Yeah.
know, like so.
Yeah, that was
The whole
great.
situation's really unfortunate.
I know. Yeah, everyone is like, we want to have our Mom Donnie. And yeah, you just look at that election and like, that was such, that in itself, like them co-endorsing each other as like their second place in the write-ins, that's like just a nice thing to see also that like
It
these
helps.
two people believe in each other. So it also makes you trust them more.
Yeah, and they were just united in the sense that look, we're running against each other. We have some different ideas, but we for sure don't want to see that.
Yeah.
We for sure don't want to see another Cuomo. We for sure. So let's like, you know, and that's something that ranked choice voting does
Yeah.
allow.
It would be cool to have that here.
I know. Yeah, it would help.
Yeah.
It would definitely help.
Well, yeah, I'm glad that we don't have to hear from sex pervert Andrew Cuomo anymore.
Yeah.
Where has he been?
Where has he
I'm
been?
surprised we haven't been hearing from him.
He's
You'd think he'd keep at it.
he'll
come back.
He'll resurface.
Yeah.
He'll resurface. Now what's the brother been up to? What's Fredo been up to?
Is he still broadcasting? Is he
I'm
on
not
a
sure.
channel?
Like he got panned from like was it CNN that let go of him?
I don't know.
He like I think he's actually podcasting now because like he's taking those terminally online contrarian for the damn hell of it views.
Yes, yeah.
Like he's been doing that a lot recently because it's just like, you know, like taking like basically if you know how like some people they take cocaine years after their prime, and they just try to fight everyone around them.
Sure.
He's like, if a political view was that's where he
Okay,
is.
gotcha.
Like that's the view like he's been adopting. And it does have its like niche of people
Sure.
online.
I'll check
Like
him
like the
out.
niche of like, hey, Joe Rogan's too woke for me. That group.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
that's he's trying to appease to those people these days.
Okay, so he's kind of doing a Gavin Newsom maneuver of like, I'm
Yeah.
one of the guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. I'm
You
one
guys
of the
thought
guys.
I was a lib, but I'm actually one of the guys.
I'm actually one of the guys. I'm gonna have this Nazi on my podcast. Find some common ground.
Oh my god, they're so stupid.
It's so painful. Which that'll be his 28 run's gonna be brutal.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh, I think it is.
Well,
I don't
he'll
want it
run,
to.
But
I don't want it to. I don't want it to even be.
I
He's
think
running,
he'll
but-
run, and I think he'll drop out early with some excuse about wanting to hang out with his family or something.
Really? You think that's going to be his play?
Yeah,
I hope
think-
you're right.
I think the polling will be embarrassing, and he'll be like, I wanted to commit more to campaigning, but I couldn't because I had so much, and that's why
I got this podcast, and it's really. I saw last
Yeah.
month's download numbers, and this is just where I want to be.
Yeah.
Next week, we got Tulsi Gabbard on the show. Tune in. You're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard and Scaramucci are co-guesting.
Yeah.
Um,
I think she might be done from politics. I think this might be the final, because she can't.
yeah, what else could she do?
She has nowhere else
Yeah,
to leech onto. Like
yeah,
politically,
she alienated everybody.
She alienated. She ran the whole merry-go-round from like DNC darling to Bernie Crat to kind of weird libertarian but still kind of anti-war to kind of like anti-woke and not
Yeah.
anti-war anymore to MAGA. Like there's nowhere else for her to go.
Oh, okay.
Like she's run the line.
I have. I just had a premonition, like That's So Raven. Tulsi Gabbard and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. And they'll probably pick up some other people. They're going to be
This is going to be a
thing.
really boring festival at some time in 2027. All those names, there's going to be a really boring event in DC.
They're going to be a group of like, we trusted MAGA, but now blah, blah, blah. So come with us.
Mhm.
And some people will go with them.
Some people
Yeah.
will. Some people will. Yeah, I think that's I think that's definitely
That's
possible.
probably going to happen.
I don't think it'll. I don't think it'll do much electorally. I think it'll just
No,
be
I think
like
it'll be like a media thing.
it'll be a media thing. It'll be
Yeah.
a little social group. They'll
Yeah.
do a couple really boring events around the country.
Yes, for
and,
sure.
And there'll be Kid Rock will play one. It'll be
Oh,
they'll do
maybe.
they'll do a new 250 concert
Okay,
because
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I is it done now? Did they cancel? I think they were like on the brink of canceling.
I think I saw Trump posted like, psych, it's not a concert. It's actually going to be a speech because I'm
Yeah.
better than all the music.
Right. I think they're like at that point. Like at this point, the headliner was just two dudes from
Yikes.
January 6th playing cornhole, and they were like, it's just gonna be a speech. We're out of ideas.
Well, this podcast does not condone or encourage violence. Of course not. But how do I phrase this? It would be cool if he went Mussolini mode. Not in a violent way. You don't know how I meant that.
Just goes away. Just is
Yeah.
not.
Mhm.
Just not doing his thing
Yeah.
anyway. But no, and it's interesting the parallels because before.
I mean, a lot of people hate him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was going to be that big tax on pasta because of the tariffs. And then they made an agreement at the last minute, but it was going to be like everyone was panicking that pasta was going to triple in price
Oh, sure.
and coffee was going way up. So yeah, well that was going on. I was just like
Full
there's a lot
circle,
of parallels. And then you had RFK it's like
Yeah.
eat real food. Like there were like all these parallels
Yeah.
going on.
Did you hear about bromiated flour?
No. So this I'm not familiar with.
I think they're getting rid of bromiated flour in New York City or New York State. Or maybe the country. I don't know. New York is concerned about it because it affects pizza and bagels.
It's just so ridiculous. I mean, that whole everything about that guy. It's just like his whole beef tallow thing. Is like, okay, that's not necessarily more healthy. It
Right,
tastes
yeah.
good, but it's
Sure.
not necessarily more healthy. And then the whole oh yeah, we're gonna do this and this. We're gonna get these food dyes out. It's like, okay, that's fine, but compare that to all the bad you've done.
Yeah.
Like, compare that. We're going to get these food dyes out. By the way, we don't care about chemicals going into your water because my boss is okay with it. We don't care about glyphosate anymore because my boss is also cool with that. But eat a steak, and we're going to try to get rid of some food dyes. And we're healthy now. Good job. Oh, poor people. You can't buy soda. I did it. Like, you're terrible. You are just terrible.
It's bad. My ex's mom loves him, and she's obsessed with food.
You know what's so sad too, because I know some people that are still hanging on to that guy, which I'm like, I don't know what. Did you see that headline where he was in the news because he sawed a raccoon's dick off?
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. He
can't
like
do that.
Well, he did. He sawed off a raccoon's penis, and people were retweeting it. And underneath, some of his fans, like, it was like a New York Post thing, and it said RFK saws off a raccoon's penis, and somebody underneath goes, "This is clickbait. The raccoon was already dead." Like, that changed everything. Like, it wasn't a live raccoon. He's a gentleman. The raccoon was already dead.
Why? Is there a reason that a person would do that?
So I looked it up, Mary, which
Thank you.
And somebody said it, like someone underneath, they were like, actually, in certain cultures, raccoon peens make good ornaments. And they used the word peen because they wanted to make they wanted to make their point of view even creepier. Yeah. So I did look it up, and that is a thing. Sometimes, I think, like, back in the day in the South, a good bit, that was an ornament. You could use a raccoon penis for an ornament. And yes, that is in my search history at some point. Can you use raccoon dicks for ornaments? But that wasn't what he wanted it for. Like, he wasn't even making an ornament. He just wanted it for research. So who knows what he did.
He's so dumb and weird, unfortunately.
He is just a very weird, creepy guy.
You know what my mom says? That family. Something wrong.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that's so irritating about it. Like people that are just like, well, he did some okay legal work. But I'm like,
he didn't.
Well, not only that, but it's just
I'm from there.
Yeah.
And he just like put his name on it. It was other
people's
work.
other people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the river stuff, I'm like, well, that. Oh, interesting.
There was a guy who was writing a book about this stuff, and RFK offered to co-write it with him. And you're just like a no-name person writing a book about ecology, and you're like, sure, that would be awesome to have a Kennedy add some name recognition. And all of these people, they all say like he was crazy. It was a huge mistake to let him ride their coattails and take the credit.
I didn't even realize that. Like, because I was just like, okay, the guy did some okay stuff. Now, apparently he didn't even do that. Someone else did.
Yeah.
But even that, just like, so first of all, if you did some okay stuff 40 years ago, that doesn't excuse everything you've done since. And second of all, like, people don't realize when you are bored into one of the most powerful political dynasties in the world, you never have to think about consequence. You never have to think about finances. You never have to think about any of that.
No, you come out weird.
And not only that, but it's like, if you have an average reading ability, you can fart your way through a law degree.
Yes.
It's impressive when somebody overcomes a bunch of shit to get a law degree, or even just a regular person getting a law degree. It's not easy. But when you have every advantage in the world times a million, a law degree is not that freaking impressive. Especially when there's like one thing people can point to that you technically didn't even do. Like, yeah, that guy. I don't know how anyone is not over him at this point.
I don't know. Some of these people, they're just obsessed with food.
Yeah, well, and that's like the saddest thing, because there is something to be said about the food in our country. Like, we have ingredients that
Monsanto is bad. The pharma lobbies are bad. These people aren't stupid. They're just focused on one thing.
Well, yeah, and it's sad that a valid issue was hijacked by him.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this is a real issue, but it's, you're just like, let's get the food dye out. Let's get, would it be better if a soda had cane sugar versus the high fructose syrup shit that we use? Yeah, I guess technically it'd be
Yeah.
quote better,
Yeah.
but it's still that's still like a small very that ignores sort of the big picture, because at the end of the day he's not actually going to go after
I
any of the
know.
real people. He's not for sure, like he's not actually confronting like the big factory farm lobby or the big soda lobby or like
No,
any
they're
of the mass
paying
production.
him for
They're
his
paying
beef
him
views.
for his beef. The tallow views.
Yeah.
Like it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Ron, do you have any sick plugs?
I do have some sick plugs. So I my movie Left at Wall, which is it talks about Wall Street, and it gets compared to The Big Short some, which is very flattering to me, 'cause I'm a big Adam McKay fan. But Left at Wall is out now. It's on a bunch of platforms. You can go to my website ronplacone.com if you're not sure where you want to get it. But it's on Apple, it's on Amazon, it's on Tubi, it's on YouTube Movies, it's on Xbox, it's on Google Play, blah 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 blah. And recently, it's on YouTube, free with ads. You could rent it and buy it on YouTube for a while, but now it's like free with ads. I always recommend either Tubi or YouTube free with ads, because watch it for free. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
There's a billion streaming services we're all
guy.
paying for. Watch it for free. So just type in Left at Wall and you'll be able to find it, or buy it on DVD if you like physical medium. And I'm going on the road with the Anti-Fascist Pasta Night. June 5th, I will be in New York at QED Astoria. And then I'm doing the Edinburgh Fringe Festival all of August. You can get tickets and all information at my website, ronplacone.com. My fringe shows are part of the free fringe, so you don't actually need tickets. You just need to know what time and where to show up if you'll be in Edinburgh. And yeah, ronplacone.com for all that.
Pretty sick. Thanks, Ron.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.